Hi, welcome back to Gear Up. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Emily.
And today we're super excited. We are here with the Ashley Grant.
Hello.
Woo-hoo. Yay. Ashley, well, since I last saw you, you only had 2 boys.
Yep.
We got 1 more now. How's that all going?
So yeah, we had our biggest surprise yet, a 10 and 14-year age gap, Zane. We added him to the crazy mix.
Yeah.
Another
Zane was
boy.
born in December?
2 days after Christmas,
Holy
December
cows.
27th. Yeah.
Well, that's a horrible moto birthday.
oh shit, right? They're all bad birthdays.
Oh, okay. They're all late in
But
the...
our mindset is you're either going to go fast or you're not. So.
Oh, see? I like that. So, Ashley, I was researching you. I mean, I know you. You're my friend. But, girl, you got some pictures out there. You, my friend, are hot. No, still is. But I know you were a Monster Girl.
Yes.
Is that where you began the journey in this industry, or?
Yeah, I was not a moto. Like, I have a sister with no brothers. My family, we did ball sports and gymnastics. There was no moto. And I met Josh because I was a Monster Girl. I would have never met him anywhere else. The Monster Girls were kind of like, I'm like the OG foundation, like first round of Monster Girls. Like Mercedes Terrell and Ashley Sarto, Diana Dahlgren, she jumped in like towards the end of when I was a Monster Girl. And then she went on to be like Miss Supercross and all that. But so that's like the era that I started. And I was sitting in Wahoo's in Norco. And Kyle Kraus came and was like, "Hey girls, like, can I sit down?" And like, "Is it weird?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's super weird, but go for it. Like, sit down." He's like, "You want to get paid to party?" And I'm like, "Okay, like, keep going." And my girlfriend Allie and I went to the Wave House in San Diego and worked like our first event. Like, Monster Girls were not a thing, and then the thing that we passed out were condoms.
Stop.
Like Monster condoms.
What? They had a Monster brand condom?
Yes, and it was a snowboard event at the Wave House. So they like blew a bunch of snow and did like a snowboard contest. And then they did a bikini contest after that. So I went down there to work for Monster. Then I did the bikini contest. Like, we just had a good time. Got paid to party pretty much. And then came back and I'm like, Kyle like wasn't gonna pay me. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't know you, like, you told me I'd get paid to go to this thing. I drove all the way down there, like, you need to pay me. So I like bugged him until he paid me. Or no, he said, you need to sign up with this lady, Kelly Louch, and like give all your like W-2 information and then we can get you paid. And that's how
it started.
That's how it went.
Wow.
So I, like, my favorite events for Monster in the beginning, we used to do like all of like the sales events and marketing. And I loved listening to like Mark Hall talk about how they were going to market, because I was in school for business. I was going to Cal Baptist, a Christian school. Then I was traveling on the weekends for Monster, but my favorite events were like the marketing events, because I wanted to finish school and then I wanted to go in-house with Monster. Like, that was my biggest dream ever. And then, so I started in 07. No, maybe 08, 09. Yeah. 07, 08, and then 09 I met Josh. And then we got pregnant with Wyatt like 6 months after we met.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then I was graduating in December and I got pregnant in January. So
Oh my. Wait, but when you met Josh, were you doing like you were doing the Supercross Monster Girl
we
whole
actually
thing,
met
or?
like one of my first years as a Monster Girl in downtown LA. But there was like a bunch of us on a street corner, like getting in a limo to go to the Roxy, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. And I ended up shuffling into the limo, like with him and all his buddies. And I didn't know who he was. Like, I was in my own lane. I didn't care. I think I even had a boyfriend. I just did my own thing. And I was a good girl. I wasn't like scandalous, which made it even worse because the guys liked you.
I was
like,
going to
if you're
say they
not
like
slut,
that.
Not
Yeah.
into them.
yeah.
And you don't know about them.
Yeah.
Yes. And I didn't know moto, and nobody had like seen me around the amateur scene or anything. So everyone's like, "Ooh, who's that?" And I'm just like, "Ooh, like, fix your teeth." Like, why do moto guys have bad teeth? And now I have 2 boys and I'm like, "Oh, go brush your teeth."
Wait, so how long was he already a pro by then, or?
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah.
was-
Okay.
Yeah, he was probably just on like a 450.
Oh.
I mean, '07, I think he was still 250, but I just know he was JGR first year '09. So he like won A1 in January. We started, even after we met in 2007, we didn't really talk till 2009. Like I'd see him on the podium and we'd say hi and like just casual. And then Millville 2009. So we're fast forward, it's July. Him and his agent were like checking out the Monster Girls, and he pointed at me and was like, "I will marry that one."
Oh, that's actually really cute.
Yeah, it's my favorite story.
Well, I remember in Intersection, he said, yeah, Ashley just loved me. Like, she didn't know I was a writer, and like, he loved that about you. And like, you didn't come from the industry. So he knew that you loved him for him. You know, it wasn't anything more.
Not because he was fast.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could say I was a little like naive or ignorant to like who people were.
That's good,
Not a
though.
bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Not a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys, like, you were on a fast track. So you had Wyatt.
Yes.
Wyatt came, 6 months, you said?
Yeah, I got
into your
pregnant.
relationship?
6 months, almost, I think 5 months, yeah.
Wow.
I got pregnant, and then right after we had him, so he got the factory Honda ride. Wyatt was like a couple months old, and then we found out his mom like gambled all his money.
Crazy.
Yeah, so here I come, and and Josh wanted to keep it all really private, but I was just getting like annihilated, and I'm the gold digger, and I ruined Josh's career, and like he had just blown his ACL in Phoenix with Michael Lessie. They got into it. It was the dumbest crash, so nobody even knew like how he got hurt. It just, I looked bad, and I just was done wearing it, and I'm like, hey. Like, you need to, like, your peers need to know, the industry needs to know, like, you're going, like, through some heavy stuff, and, like, I'm here to support you, and I'm not the reason that you're...
People thought you were the reason. Oh,
Because
shit.
he has all these injuries back to back.
Yep.
And then obviously his mental health was not there. He had a big betrayal by his mom.
Yep.
But no one knew.
Okay,
And
wait, so where's the mom now?
we don't even talk to her.
Did she go to jail?
She did go to jail.
That
Well, the district-
happens, huh, with this
so
industry.
In Riverside County, anything over 500,000, the district attorney takes. And you can't, once that happens, like, even if you were to look up the court documents, it's Riverside County against her name.
But how did it happen? Like, she was in charge of his...
She was, well, and she had receipts. She kept receipts for everything. Well, his bank statements, we actually got into a big fight, and Wyatt was a couple months old, and I told him, like, hey, like, you need to figure out your finances. I'm leaving, and if you don't figure your shit out. Like, I need to at least be able to pay utilities.
Well, somebody came up to you and was like, hey, I don't know if you know, but you guys, like, Josh owes me, like, a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, his
and, like, you
agent's
guys had no idea. So, yeah, you were at a race, and someone, I don't know the name, and we don't have to say, but, like, they came up to you and were like, I don't know if you know, but, like, Josh owes us, like, a ton of money.
Yeah. So his agent's wife was like, hey, Josh owes us, XYZ. And I'm just like, I had heard everything his mom was saying, and she was like master manipulator. And like, who doesn't trust their mom? She kept telling Josh, like, I'm saving your money from you. And it made sense.
Yeah.
Like a young kid making a ton of money, like,
absolutely.
mom's going to protect him. And then just dumb stuff would happen. Like, I would go, like, Wyatt had a big blowout, and I needed to give him a bath one day, and the water wouldn't turn on. And I'm like, Josh, like, I can't even bathe our son because your mom's not paying utilities. Like, put me on an allowance so I can at least get groceries and pay utilities. Like, it's like, whatever. I was ready. I was prepared to, like, put my head down and prove that I wasn't who everybody thought I was.
Yeah.
Gold digger, all the things. But I was frustrated. So then one day I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to leave. Like, you should figure your shit out. Like, I'll be back in a couple hours. Like, so I took Wyatt and I went to Corona to my family's, and when I got home, Josh was, for the first time I'd ever seen him, like, trying to log into his bank account. And I could tell that something had been wrong. He's like, for hours, I've been trying to get my mom to give me my password, and she won't give me my password. So I've had to be on the phone with the bank, explaining to them, proving who I am, that this is my account. And so by the time I got home, he was just logging in. And when he clicked, like, open, like, statements, it was literally just like Pachanga, San Manuel, like, she was spending like 20 grand a day.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Crazy. She would win sometimes.
So she went to jail?
So we took all the bank statements to the police department because there were like unpaid taxes. She was filing, like she was preparing tax documents. Josh was signing tax documents, but she would
wasn't.
never file them.
Wasn't like the house like in
That's
foreclosure?
so
You guys didn't know
sad.
it, and 2 cars about to
Two
be repoed.
houses, 2 cars. Josh lost everything.
What was it like? Over $1 million?
Like 1.5, I think.
That's
Yeah.
like betrayal at the.
So
Yeah.
they do not speak today.
No, the night it happened, he laid in bed, you know, obviously upset and said, "My mom feels dead to me." Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't
Treat
know.
him that bad.
Yeah, Josh is super private. Like even with me, he doesn't really open up about his childhood that much. He probably just doesn't remember it. But
Yeah.
he's hit his head so many times. But I guess she wasn't around as much as she like portrayed. But when he went pro, she made it like I'm here, I'm
Yeah.
the boss, and so
So his parents were split up. growing up.
They got divorced when he was 11 or 12.
So, talk about what happened the day before you got married. This is gnarly.
Oh yes. See, this has been a long time. I'm glad you know.
Girl, I got you.
Yeah, so we had the best wedding. We got married on a rooftop in downtown LA because we met on the corner in LA with, you know, at X Games. We just went back to where we met. But I went to get my nails done the day before our wedding, and he said he was home with Wyatt, and a guy in a suit knocked on the door, and he answered it, and he's like, "Are you Josh Grant? I'm here, you know, I have an arrest warrant for you for tax evasion."
Crazy.
Yeah, and Josh was like, "What? Wait, I even have goosebumps right now."
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, he's like, "Well, I have a police report, like what, you know." He kind of like was just like digging for info, and so he showed the guy like the police report, and the guy said, "You know, I'm so thankful you have this because if not, I was going to arrest you."
so we had to like prove that, hey, I'm working on this. Like we have a case going.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. You know, all this stuff.
And hadn't he not, he would have been arrested.
Yeah,
That is fucking gnarly.
yeah. He's even such a like. Not soft person, but he's like a kind person. Like,
Yeah.
he is the most misunderstood human in the world. But he went to like the district attorney and said like, "Hey, can you?" There was his stepdad was involved, we think, in a lot of it too. And he was just like, "Can you like go after this guy too and like lessen the burden for my mom? You know, I don't want her to serve jail time. I want her. I'm the victim here." So in his victim's report, he asked if she could go to rehab for addiction instead, because you know she had not just gambling addiction but pills and alcohol. You know, she had issues, and he like went to the district attorney and, you know, asked for that, and they said no, like we have a guilty verdict, we won't go after anybody else, and no, she'll get the best sentence she can. So she was sentenced to 4 years. It was a nonviolent crime, so I think she served 1.5 years.
And they haven't spoke.
Damn.
He needed closure. Like his career just suffered for a while. And he went to her house. There was a restraining order too. Like somewhere they weren't supposed to speak to each other, but it was his mom, and he really just wanted some closure so he could move on with his life and his career. And
Like put the ball back in his court.
he
like,
showed up
on
at
his
her
terms.
house to talk to her.
Yeah.
Like he's the one that's been hurt and damaged.
Yeah.
His whole life is going to start over because he wanted to retire at 28, like, you know, but he had no money. So here we are. He goes, "I got to go talk to my mom." So he went, and she literally opens the door and goes, "You're not supposed to be here."
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. She just
Well, that just shows.
didn't want him. It seemed
That's
like.
so sad.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
But she wanted to benefit from him.
There you
Horrible.
go. Yeah.
Horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Have you guys now, since that's over, like, do the boys know the whole story? I mean, I guess
Yeah.
they could see it. It's
No,
on-
we've been super open.
Yeah.
I'm a big family person. And so for them to not have an intact, like I always wanted, you know,
Yeah.
even though his dad remarried, you know, I wanted his mom, you know, we have pool parties and all the things. We wanted this big, huge family. And we're just like, no, you know.
But did she not like you though? Didn't she she didn't want you to have Wyatt?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Josh went to the bathroom when we were at the restaurant telling her
That you were pregnant.
like we were close at one point. And she was the first parent we told that we were pregnant. And Josh got up to go to the bathroom, and she's like, "Are you sure you want to, you know, go through
She didn't
with
want you
this?"
around because she knows you.
She knew her time was up.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
It's
she's going to
crazy
catch
if
on.
I wonder if if them not asking you guys or telling you that you owed them money, like had the can of worms not be opened? You know what I mean? Like how much worse would have gotten?
It was going to come to light eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Were you guys able to recoup any of the money or like how?
Oh, no. I mean,
it was just done.
No. What's crazy though is like the way the world works and God, you know, whoever you look to, he ended up getting sponsored by Paula Casino a couple years after that.
That's
and Howard, he was the head honcho over there. He said, "Isn't it crazy? Like maybe we can give you back a little piece of what was taken from you."
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
But during that whole time with this big betrayal in his life, he was dealing with depression,
oh yeah.
mental health, all
Well,
that.
it was injury after injury. I mean, it was supposed to be the best time of his career.
Yeah.
Like he was on fire. He was golden, but he just had. And even like so, Coy Gibbs, he loved Josh, but they butted heads a lot because he wanted us to be in North Carolina, and then when we had Wyatt, it was cold in the winter. Like he couldn't even ride. He's like, if I hit the ground here, it hurts. Like I want to go back to California. So, anyways, he only did 1 year, I think, or no, 2 years with JGR, and then we went to Honda. And then when Coy found out what his mom had done, Coy wrote him like this beautiful letter, and actually did something that hadn't been done in the industry yet, and hired him back. Yeah. And Coy was like, I believe in you. I believe in your wife and your relationship. And I can see how hard you guys are working to keep it together for your son. So come back and let's, try it again.
Crazy.
But even wasn't he still like doing like good, pretty good, like, right?
I
Or
mean, top 10,
probably not
but Josh,
he wants more better.
I
Right?
feel like sometimes I reflect back and I'm like, if I would have met him when we were younger, because I'm super competitive. Like I understand like athletics, and I'm like, dang, we would have been such a good team to like buckle down and like cut out distractions and stuff like that. But, or maybe not, because we were such partiers for a while. It's all God's timing, right? Like
Yes.
he found
so
me when he needed me.
You have the 3 boys, the 2 ride, right?
Yes.
You didn't let them start till an older age, correct?
Well, Josh was still racing, and it's honestly near impossible to like
Do both.
do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Wyatt didn't really show like an interest in racing. He loved riding as P-Dub and stuff, but he didn't really care to race. So it actually wasn't until my dad passed away that Wyatt was really starting, because he was a good baseball player. And then he was like, screw baseball. I want to go ride dirt bikes.
And now he
Yeah.
rides.
And your dad was a big baseball coach, right? Or he ran, what program was it?
So my dad played semi-pro ball behind like a Hall of Fame guy. He played for the Kansas City Royals, and then the Corona High baseball team in Corona is like,
They're really good.
they're really good.
Yeah.
CIF champs. So my grandpa ran the program for 20 years. My dad was assistant coach, and baseball's just in my blood. Like I was raised at the baseball field. And I always said, I'm never going to date a pro baseball player, because they were always at my house. Like we had a batting cage when I was younger. Like my dad trained the baseball players. I was like, I'm never going to date a pro baseball player. These guys are just their egos and all this stuff. And then I ended up with pro dirt bike.
Total like different spectrums. Like what the heck? But Easton plays baseball, right? Does he, like,
Easton starts. So they kind of swapped.
Yeah.
So Easton's like our very supernatural, gifted like moto kid, and he's missing like all the right screws. Like you piss him off, kid's seeing red like right away. And Wyatt is our calculated, like he's a pitcher, like, and he tried to jump into moto at like 11 years old, and man, it's just been like straight.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
It's literally, his learning curve has been straight up.
Yeah.
It's been like, if you can
that's
get
what
through this.
he started later racing and
Super late.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, compared, like, if you think
my
about it, it
son's
shouldn't be
same
that
thing.
light, but like,
Okay.
yeah, some of these kids started like 4. But,
Well,
you
if
know?
you have like those younger years, then by the time you are 11, 12, you kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to know what you're doing at that age, and the kids are getting fast and they're getting aggressive, and he was a little fish in a big pond. Like we're going around Paula like in 19th, 20th. Like I'm like, why are you sure you want to do this? And he's just like, I'm gonna do this.
What was the Like, were you for it? Like, after, okay, you have your husband, he's a pro. What were your guys both, like, attitudes towards doing amateur racing?
So I'm even on camera in an interview for Inside the Outdoors saying, like, I feared the day that Wyatt said he wanted to race dirt bikes. And I probably spoke that into existence. But just like everything else in moto and life, like, you feel the fear and you do it anyways.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to stand in his way. Like, everything I do as a mom, I try to think, okay, what am I going to regret more, right? Just not letting you try to do something that you're at this point begging us to go do, or, you know, yeah, I don't know, keeping you safe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
what about Josh? Was he like, well, no, I'm assuming he had a good amateur career because like he has a great relationship with his dad. We see his dad all the time. He's always at the track.
His dad was busy working a lot. So Josh's amateur career, he only went to Loretta's, I think, like twice.
Really?
Yeah, I think he won one, and then another year, I don't know if he
just won Loretta's. No big deal.
You guys going this year?
No. Oh my gosh, our freaking Loretta's journey is just so stupid. Like it is. It's ridiculous. So we moved back east, not for dirt bikes. That's like a whole other story.
Yeah.
But
well, let's talk about that too.
Okay.
When did you guys move to Florida? Has it been 2 years? 3?
So rewind.
Yeah.
Sandbox, the massive training facility in in Claremont, Florida, was Grant Langston, Josh Grant started all of that. Claremont, Florida was nothing. I wasn't even around. In the situation with his mom, the home that he bought to go train in Claremont, Florida was under foreclosure. So in 2012, in order to save a home in Florida, it has to be your primary residency. Well, Josh loved training in Florida. Like, he felt like he could focus and all the things, and he was back to healthy and racing again. So we moved back to Florida to try to save that house. And it only lasted like a couple months, and we realized like he was too far gone, and we didn't want to have to catch up the balance on it. So we only were there for like, I think 10 months, and we moved back to California.
When was that? How old was
I was 2, so that's what, 2013, 14?
Okay.
2014. Yeah, maybe 15. My years are a little funky. So I hated it. I hated Central Florida, like whatever. And then, but we knew we didn't want to stay in California. I don't know. Back then, I don't really know what my reasoning was, but we wanted out of California. I didn't want to raise. I didn't know we were going to have another boy and another boy, but like, even then something in me just was like, I just didn't want to raise my boys here. So then COVID happens, and we go to Day in the Dirt for Fast House all the way in Dade City. Yeah. And on our way back, so we're towing our fifth wheel, we got our truck, and it's literally like year 1 of COVID. We stop in stop in Destin, Florida. We park our motorhome on the beach, and we fell in love. And we were like, okay, we know we went out of California. How do we get as much property as close to this beach as possible? And we looked for 2 years, put a couple offers in on like some really cool, like 30-acre properties. And our agent kept saying, for what you're looking for, you need to go to Bonifay and Chipley. So, I pull up the map, and I'm like, hell no, I am not moving to Bonifay, Florida, like middle of nowhere, nothing around. And so we like stopped looking for like a good year. And then my dad passed away, and we bought property in Tanaha, like pretty much La Cresta. And
you guys were going to build.
We were going to build, but they didn't want dirt bikes there. Like, and we weren't going to have like a major track, but with 5 acres, little boys are going to ride 110s, and that's what we were going to do. And they just didn't want us there, so they were going to make it hell. And we're like, that feeling of like when somebody doesn't want you around, or like you just don't feel welcome? We were just like, we got to go. So we're like, okay, let's go back to plan A and start looking in Florida again. So we sold our home. Like, we hit like literally the day, the time, the hour, everything of like our house in Wildemar sold like top dollar for like per square foot. Like, it was awesome. Sold in like 4 days. Took all that money, and went and bought 45 acres in Bonifay, Florida. Brand new house. Yeah.
Damn.
It's crazy. We pulled the boys out of public school. All this, like,
Are they homeschooled there?
yeah.
They are homeschooled.
So
And you have tracks, right?
Yeah, Grant Ranch.
Full supercross, our outdoor track is technically like 2 tracks because Josh can like split it up and.
Don't you have like a bunch of is it olive trees or no?
Oh my gosh, I
Yes.
wish.
Oh,
I
what do you have?
We don't have any.
I
We
thought
just
you
have
said-
trees. It's
I
Florida.
thought you were like the previous owners. Okay.
It was peanuts.
Peanuts.
And we bought a
Okay.
peanut field. Yeah. And like we're seriously like they say that further north you go in Florida, the more southern it gets. We are like deep south. Like everyone has
on the border of Georgia, right?
6 miles south of Alabama.
Alabama.
We're an hour from Georgia. The training facilities in Georgia. We're 50 miles from like the most beautiful beaches. We love it.
Yeah.
It's super. You have to want it though. Like people are like, oh, you know, like I was thinking about moving. I'm like, you're probably not thinking
Yeah.
about moving to where we are. Like,
Yeah. It has to be like set in your mind. Like
Yeah.
this is happening.
yeah, because it's a lot.
How are the boys adjusting?
They're good.
How long has it been? 2 or 3 years?
December will be 3 years.
Wow.
It's been hard. It's not like, I mean, you think you want that, and you know when they say don't make big decisions when you're grieving, like
Yeah.
that might have been on that list. But we were talking about this actually the month before my dad died. We sat my parents down and said, we're going back to Florida. We're not going back to Central Florida because we felt like that was kind of just growing really fast and turning into California all over again. And tracks getting shut down there, just like tracks are getting shut down here. And we just really don't like rules. And that's why we had to go to the middle of nowhere so that you don't have rules. I hate when people tell you what to do.
Right, that's the worst.
Yeah.
And you have a dispensary, correct?
Yes.
Here in
Yeah.
California.
So that was really hard too. Is like our roots are so deep here. Both of us born and raised in SoCal. All of our families are here. Our business is here. You know, like so. When Josh had to regroup and say, okay, well now I need to extend how long I want to race because I need to try to, you know, build my savings back up and like basically start over again. As his career was dwindling and Josh could probably still be racing now, but his body was just.
So we've seen him. He'll just
So done.
Like,
Yeah.
was it Mammoth? And we're like, okay.
I know. But his body was kind of giving up on him. So he was racing factory Kawasaki while also simultaneously getting a legal cannabis grow license in Elsinore.
Nice.
So we had our building with Hilton in it. And we had some drama. Jason Anderson was an owner. He had just won a championship. So this was like, 2017? And so we had past issues with Hilton with another owner. So when he got, removed himself for issues that he did with the business, I was like, okay, guys, I'm going to do my best to keep it afloat and take the momentum. And I knew nothing about running a clothing business, but Josh and I just did it. Like we dove in, we believed in it so much, and it's like a baby to us that we just couldn't let it go. So we started everything back up, wore every single hat, bought a building for it, and then I had a 10-year licensing deal on the table. I had a contract for a licensing deal. Jason goes, wins the championship, starts El Hombre with somebody that I'm not going to name.
Oh.
And the people with doing our contract were like, well, what happened to Jason? And I literally was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Like, he just went and started this clothing company. And they were like, well, if Jason's not in, we're out. And I'm like, oh, my God, a 10-year licensing deal. Like, all I wanted to do was get the baby up and going and give it to somebody who knew what they were doing. So I sleep good at night knowing that I held up my end of the bargain on that. Because that company, like, their people have tattoos of that.
Yeah.
And you brought it
brand.
back recently, right? Like
We did. We tried. But to be honest, even before all of the tariff stuff, 3-4 years ago, in my heart, I just, like, hated dealing with China.
Yeah.
And I'm so, like, America that I'm like, I want to do American made, but it's too expensive. So, like, it's too hard. So, it's the website's still up. We still have like some shirts and stuff, but I don't know what that's
I
gonna
love
be.
the stuff. It's great. And it's happy living the now,
Yeah.
which is such a good logo.
Living in the moment.
Slogan?
Logo. Yeah, slogan.
okay, so back to the dispensary.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so that was that business. We were builders. We love to build life and businesses. So
Creative.
That's how I got on this.
Yes.
The Hilton building, Racing Factory Kawasaki, Hilton at this point is like, screw it. Jason moved on. We don't have the money to sue him. Plus, I'm just not that person. I don't want to spend my life in litigation. So, both of us have used cannabis as medicine. Him for injuries and pain relief, and me like for mental stuff. I've had a small portion of, not my life, but like I went through like a small period of time where the doctors said I needed antidepressants. Don't fucking take antidepressants.
No.
They'll make you a zombie. Like zombie. If you want to control the world, put them on antidepressants. And even only taking them for a couple of weeks, I was like, nope, I'm just going to smoke when I need to smoke. I know now that my highs are high and my lows are lows. And I just know that that's the kind of person I am. Yes. So, okay, anyways, cannabis is like a passion of ours. So we, found out that our building, Hilton building, was in a legal zone where Elsinore was going to open up the licensing for cultivation and anyways. So it was $40,000 just to put in an application, and it was a lotto. So they were just going to draw names, and Josh was the first one picked. And we were like, oh my gosh, like here's our next thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like, we need to figure out what we're going to do after moto. And so racing Factory Cowie, trying to like legally start a cannabis business at the same time. It was crazy.
And that was when it was popping.
Yeah.
The weed game was popping then.
Yeah. And we only wanted to do it legally. We didn't want to do.
That's super cool. And now you have a dispensary, right?
Yeah. So it grew from the one building in the back. Like if you're in Elsinore going to the track, it's right there on the right. And the frontage road building. So the dispensary is called Ember, EMBR. And
by Tagger?
Yes. So right across from Tagger is the original building.
Oh, okay.
And then the dispensary is in the front. Like you can see us from the road.
Super cool. So you guys still run that? That's going good?
So we've partnered with a big company called Fat Panda. They're from Washington. They're like nationwide, like huge company. Yeah. They run it and
sick.
Yeah.
Super cool.
It's very cool. Yeah. When I first met Josh and, his parents divorced and all that, his mom always blamed it on amateur moto. Like, I was always told that his family's divorce was because of dirt bikes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of times when there was no money to even go race. So then it was used as, like, collateral in the divorce, and, like, he would go ride. His mom bought him his dirt bike again, his first dirt bike, because he had stopped racing for a while. Sorry. And then his mom, as, like, to Mike, was like, we're going to go to Glamis. Here's a dirt bike. And so Josh actually learned how to rip in Glamis. So then his dad's like, okay, fine, let's go racing again. I think he got sponsored right away. I wasn't around. I don't know all that well.
How does Josh talk about his amateur career or amateur racing with you, like his relationship with his dad, or like?
Josh was by himself.
Okay.
Mike had to stay in
Mike
Cali,
was always working.
Working. And then Josh was like barely had a license and was traveling the country by himself, staying at people's homes. And Honda of Houston was helping him out. Moto is loaded with really negative, bad people, but it also has just as many good people. And you have to find those good people. And Josh was lucky enough to find all these people that wanted to help him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Myshak family. Like he went and lived all over the country at 16 years old. And he had to grow up really fast. And just like the grit of having a shitty emotional childhood, I think, is what made him tough and how he is. Like we laugh all the time. We're like, our kids where are they going to find the grit? We've given them everything, like on a silver platter. And Josh always answers, he always says, yeah, but I wanted to give my kids more than I had. Mm-hmm. So you always just want to do better than your parents did, right? And he's like, so if this, this is the way I want to do it. We have a nice motorhome, not so that they have somewhere nice to sleep, but because I already slept in the bed of a truck to go race the next morning.
You've been
want to sleep in a nice bed.
Yeah, you deserve that.
Yeah, he's like, so, and what's really hard right now is when you wear the name Grant in amateur moto, there's an expectation for you to perform at a certain level. And we're not pushing that. Mm-hmm. But when it's an external,
do people treat them different?
Yeah. I think there's like a couple people who have a little
chip on their
Yeah.
shoulder?
I mean, I will say,
Yeah.
because, you know, our boys were kind of on the same team. We spent a lot of time together. And I've definitely heard from the parents things like, oh, I'm sorry, my husband wasn't a pro rider and we're not getting the clout like Wyatt or whatever, or thinking that their kid deserved it because
Yeah.
they were better on the track or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What would you say to something like that? Because I've heard that firsthand.
Again, it's in any sport where the father, you know, made a name for himself.
Yeah.
There's gonna be perks.
Right.
Like, absolutely, my kids have perks. The relationships have already been established. So when you're like family to people, they're
Right.
going to sponsor you and give you free stuff. You know, we're not getting paid by a bunch of people, but do our kids get free stuff? Is the knowledge that Josh has acquired, you know, like those things are priceless, but it does come with the trade-off, and the trade-off is shit talking and like kids, you know, wanting to take my kids out a little bit more. And you know what? That's only going to make them better. So we don't give it a lot of energy or attention.
No, don't.
It makes them better.
Yeah.
And who cares? People talk shit no matter what.
And like,
100%.
I wouldn't, you guys definitely are not the people that are like expected it. But I will say one thing you told me, you were like, it's who you know in this sport. And that's, and what, like if you know these people, use it in your advantage.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's, you know, if you're going to be out there and people know you and they're willing to help out, like, why wouldn't you take those offers?
Yeah.
Like with,
But you still have to be a good person and
Yeah.
like, you know, I don't know. Josh and I talk about this all the time. Like,
Yeah.
dang, there's parts of this where I'm like, I tell my kids all the time, why do you want to fill these boots? Like, these are really big boots to try to fill. And so just this year, he struggled with like back-to-back injuries, and he really had that mental, like, do I really want to do this? And it was a wrist. It was each wrist. One was at the Loretta's qualifier last year. It was at regionals. Freaking the kid can get a start.
Yeah.
First of all, like he can get a start. He's so ready, but this sport picks you. Moto picks you, you know, and you just need to be ready to get picked. And he's not getting picked right now. And so he's climbed his way there. He's definitely going to get, if he were to go to Loretta's, I know that he'd be under the tent, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's like podium kid, but from where he came from 3 years ago, he just, do you have the patience?
It's a process.
Right.
Yeah.
Put
It
in the
doesn't
work.
happen
It's
overnight, and it's one
wild.
kid's dream one year, and then the next year it's done. Like it's just the highs and lows are insane.
Yeah. And you have to be ready to be picked.
Yeah. Does Wyatt ever say anything like, oh, I don't know, about like his dad or like things he hears, or like does it affect him?
Wyatt's 14, so this is what we get now. Well, sorry, I'm not you.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm not you. And we're like,
Oh, it gets worse. They get worse.
Oh, it's so
yeah.
bad.
I'm like, okay, well, no, yeah, I know
You're not cool
I know you're
anymore.
not your dad, but you have your dad, and you still have your mom. That's something he didn't have. Like, we could help you be really good if you want it, but you cannot want it more than your kids. And I don't think Wyatt's lacking the want. I think he just, you know, has a little bit of fear right now. He doesn't want to get hurt again.
Yeah.
And understandable. So we're just doing what every other moto family does of like, what are we doing?
Yeah, right? And why? Why are we doing this?
Why?
Yeah, because the end game for moto is
Nothing.
it's a lot of character built. That's what it is.
Character build, but
That's what I say. Yeah, all this that you go
No,
through
building
builds the
character.
kid.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're learning how to deal with people, like you're saying. There's people
Yeah,
talking shit everywhere.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. It doesn't bother me.
If you
It
weren't
doesn't
cool,
bother you?
they wouldn't be talking.
No, it doesn't. Because the best part is they won't say it to my face.
Right.
Because they know I'll clap back. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
What is like, is Josh harder on the boys, or
No,
like who's
I'm the
harder?
hard- I'm the harder- I'm
That's
the hard
me.
parent.
I'm the harder one. Yeah. Because he's been through it, or because
Well, okay, so back to kind of what you were saying. He always says, I don't want to push them because I don't want to have the relationship with my dad.
exactly.
Or, you know, with my kids that I had with my dad. So it must have been rough for a while.
Yeah.
Because it turns into a job for some of these kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Like they take away the fun of it, and it's just,
Yeah.
that's the
I think I was
worst
just
part.
assuming because I see Mike at the track. Well, when you guys are here.
Well, they're close now.
Yeah.
So Mike
But
always
still-
tells me, you know, because Wyatt's got his little attitude and all that. And Mike's like, he'll come around when he's 23. I'm like, oh, I can't wait that long.
They do. They turn into little assholes. You're like, where's my cute little boy?
And he's such a good kid, and I get complimented all the time from other families, and but not to me.
Yeah, not the
I
mom.
wear it.
That's normal. Sucks.
It's okay. We're all in the same boat, hom.
The iconic freaking picture of Wyatt in 2015 holding the weed magazine on the toilet. I saw that. I was like, whoa, what the heck? How did that come about?
Just getting high on information.
You guys had another one, two of them in the backyard, right? That went viral with the
Oh my
butt.
gosh,
Yes.
that is my favorite.
I see it all the
Okay.
time.
Which one?
Yeah.
So it's Easton and Wyatt and their friend Knox, and they built a little stay-stick track in the back of our buddy's backyard. And Easton's like 3 years old with a shovel, and they got their moto helmets on, and it was literally just like a super impromptu, just like, this is what we're doing. And
Boys
people on the
being boys.
internet took it, and just it blew up. It was on the news. It was
It
everywhere.
went viral, yeah. It was like boys being boys and like what they kids used to do before the street lights
Less
came on.
iPad, more this.
Yeah.
And I'm over here dying laughing because I didn't.
Did you get
create
paid
it.
off that shit?
No,
Oh,
they
you
stole
should've.
it from Hilton. Somebody took it off the Hilton
Dude, you
page.
should get paid.
And I die laughing because I'm like, if you only knew how many video games those kids play.
Play, right? That was just like a little
Balance.
moment.
Yeah. I'm like, it's about balance, okay?
That's funny.
Let's take it back to pro-wife life.
Okay.
Are the wives like cliquey? Did you have beef with any of the mom or wives?
Even nowadays. What do you mean back then?
and
Even
then
now.
separate from
No, because one, I stayed in my own lane a lot.
Yeah.
And most of the wives do. When you're there and you're under the tent and you're taking care of your husband and what he needs. Honestly, it's the beef that's there is usually the husbands have established it in their amateur career. I didn't
Shit,
have,
it follows them to their...
Oh, follows them. Yes.
yeah.
I mean, no.
Was it like Mean Girls or cliquey or you can't sit with us? Bullshit.
A little. It's there.
Yeah.
Do you have
absolutely.
close friends that you've become friends with? Or do you have your friends outside of moto?
All of our friends were outside moto.
outside of moto.
Yeah. It's too hard.
Keep your circle small.
When you want to beat somebody every weekend, like
Yeah.
I like that.
Was Josh always, because he was aggressive, right? So he always beefing with people?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, and the reason I probably didn't have friends in the industry was because he didn't have friends in the industry. And so our core group was all of my girls that I knew before I met Josh, and they were not in moto, and then all his friends from outside moto too.
Now what about amateur moto moms?
Oh.
I'm your friend.
Yeah. East Coast and West Coast are super different. I think the drama on the West Coast is so gnarly.
Really?
And I'm
Why?
so glad we're not
I
here.
stay the fuck out of all that. I don't care.
I don't know. It just feels more dramatic. It's not as big, first of all. So
Yeah.
it's easier to get into, like, there's so many kids racing on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know, honestly, especially because I think we're so new to the East Coast scene. We don't even know who everybody is. So there can't really be drama. You're like, I don't even know who you are. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, out here, I think there's just a lot of history and it's a lot more drama.
Yeah.
A lot of drama.
Well, in California, people have an attitude too. It just is what it is. Like, moving exposed to that
But
too.
they like to go online and bully too, these
Yeah.
kids. That's the new thing.
Are you talking about the
Talking
kids
shit.
or the parents?
All of them. The parents, the moms, they all kind of
What?
like, tell me.
they suck.
I say the fuck out.
Like,
Yeah.
What about any juicy like groupie stories? Like, did you have to beat any bitches' asses?
so I actually got told on Instagram, I don't even know why it was probably 2. A girl reached out to me and was like, I have a 6-year-old kid, or no, maybe he was a little bit older. Anyway, she told me that her son was Josh Grant's son. Oh, yeah. She's like, oh, my son is Josh's son. And he freaking looked like him.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
swear, I was like, my heart sank. I'm like, oh my gosh. But, I'm doing the math and I'm like, I didn't even know him back then. So how am I going to,
Yeah.
I can't get mad at him for this, but holy shit. And then, so I kindly wrote her back and I said, okay, well, here's our attorney if you want to reach out and request a paternity test.
Shut the fuck
Like, well, we could go ahead and do that. And she never wrote back. So maybe it is.
Bye, girl.
I don't know.
What the fuck? You got a
But
hey girly test?
I know
Yeah.
in all of, whether they're racers or just like industry guys, anybody traveling on the moto scene 2015 will have girls' names and what city they live in because
Shut the
they got
fuck
their
up.
girls all over.
They got girls and
Different area
It
codes.
was like the way of having like.
so it's like that.
Well, what's the app where they like can see who's in the area and like?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it Tinder? No, like the swiping one.
Oh, Tinder.
Is that Tinder?
Is it?
How the fuck do I know?
I'm so glad I'm not trying to date in this like
Tinder,
day and age. But like, so Tinder, you can be in your location, you find the girls everywhere, right? I think that's Tinder. Is it Tinder? Liar.
That's like a little.
Older than you.
Okay.
Yeah, he's young.
Okay, yeah. So back in the day, they would get girls' numbers, and they would. There are the groupies. Yeah, for sure.
Is that why all the wives travel with them now? Maybe. Any
Well, they all have kids now. I'm so shocked at how many riders are just
Yeah.
full families. I love it.
and traveling like every weekend, that's a lot. I mean, I guess we do that for amateur
Yeah.
racing, but
Oh my gosh, going backwards. Like I knew this industry from the professional perspective. You fly in, your rig's there, your freaking bikes are there, your team, your trainer.
you're rolling
Oh
in.
my gosh, you guys, this is so much work. Why are we doing this?
24-hour road trip.
I'm like, what? I'm like learning it backwards. I'm like, this is stupid. I'm like, this is so stupid. Why are we doing this? I know what the back end looks like, and your window is like this big.
yeah. I like that. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Crazy.
So you even beat any fans draw the line or go over the line? No?
No.
Okay.
Grant Ranch, like what we want,
Yes,
our
yes,
hopes
yes.
and dreams for that. Okay. So when we bought our 40-acre peanut field and our kids, we didn't move there to race dirt bikes, but like Wyatt will always get on us and be like, if he's feeling like pressure, the kid puts so much pressure on himself. He's like, you guys moved here for me. And I'm like, no, we didn't. Your dad is moto through and through. Like he's tried cannabis industry. We've tried clothing industry. Like we're constantly searching for what's next in our life because we didn't make our living in dirt bikes. But every time we get pulled right back into moto. So I know Josh's heart is in moto and he wants to train and have a facility. So Grant Ranch, like our goals are to have a spot for, he doesn't want to be a training facility where a bunch of like amateur kids come. But like when you get on, super minis and 250s, he's like kids who are really dedicated and like self-motivated. He's like wants to have a landing zone for them to come train. We're building like a big massive barn and we're going to have a gym and like mechanics bays and very grindstone-ish, but I'm not Carrie. That woman is just a gem and like what she's doing for these kids is incredible, but I'm not that, I still have little kids. So I think we want to get like a team. There's so many like satellite teams who could benefit from like having a place for their team. So if you get like one or two teams going on it together and Josh Grant's your trainer, because the thing is like, we understand that our kids at any moment could say they don't want to do this anymore, and we would be completely fine with that. We're not going to push them to, but we literally have like this paradise with every kind of dirt. Like it's perfect humidity and training for Loretta's and, all kinds of stuff. So if the boys don't want to do it in the future, we're going to share paradise with whoever wants to come train.
That's cool. And you guys have don't you already have RV hookups and all that?
Yeah, there's 10 RV hookups.
Yeah.
We're actually in the process of, we went with 30 amp hookups, but being new to amateur moto and like traveling and stuff, we realized, okay, you really do need to have 50 amp hookups. So we're like going to rip out all that wire and spend a ton of money
and
to put
it's a
50.
great stop on the way to Loretta's, right?
It is.
Are you guys doing that again this year for training?
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually think Carrie's bringing her kids out again.
cool.
We've had a couple like kids that want to come train on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't mimic that in California. You can't mimic the ruts. You can't mimic the dirt. You can't mimic the weather. But
I've never been.
We're 6 hours.
We're going to come out.
We're straight up. Yes, come out. It's like I think 6 or 7 hours straight up to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You're that close?
We're that close. And that's one reason why we went with this area of Florida. So like you've got like the main part of Florida down here. Well, we're up in like that panhandle area. And so you cut off like literally like 6 hours of travel if you want to go to Texas, if you want anywhere. We're super centrally located.
Oh, that makes it very convenient. And you're still, what, you said 45 minutes, an hour from the beach?
Yeah, so
like it's a nice little break in between training?
Yep, exactly. And that's that's who we are, right? We're
Yeah.
not just like pounding out motos every single day. Like there's weeks where my kids don't even ride because Josh is like, nope. Like, and because I was an athlete too, we both know burnout, and that's like if you want to make your kids hate anything, just
Burn them out.
shove it down their throat every day.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. Fun. I can't wait. I want to come out. I've heard great. Anybody that's been there that we know has said great
bless
things.
everybody who has been, because it's not quite ready, but like you need to jump before you're ready to do anything, right? So anybody who's come out is like had to deal with it. It's not all the way ready. Like we don't have all our amenities and stuff. So, but you have Josh Grant, so that's kind of.
Yeah. Can you teach my kid how to do starts?
Yeah, come out. Come out. At this point with amateur racing, I kind of like, you just have like assumed the risk of all of it. Like the flaggers freaking suck. I get it. I think all flaggers should be ex-riders, but then look what they're doing. They're sitting out in that heat all day, having like lunch out of their lunchbox. Yeah. They are on their phone. Like I do have empathy for like what they're doing, but I have a lot of frustration with like
but is that
the tracks not having enough flaggers to like trade them in and out, and it's
but that's usually like the promoters.
Track promoter issue.
It is,
And I think too there's been situations where I know I have like raised attention to like maybe a flagger not seeing something, and they are so defensive like right away. Like
who, the flagger or the promoter?
The promoter. And I think it sucks. It's like at the end of the day, that's a business. We're paying customers.
Yeah.
We're paying for our kids to ride and to be safe.
Yep.
And if you have a problem with something, you should be able to talk about it in a nice manner and not get chewed out. And you're like, what? We're trying to keep I think every moto mom, dad, whatever, everyone, the end goal is for everyone to be safe.
Absolutely.
Like, but why get so defensive about these issues being brought to your attention, you know?
Yeah. When it comes to rider safety, there shouldn't be any like pennies left on the table.
No gray area.
And there should be some training courses.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
100%. I get it. Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like confused. Like, why is he running to the kid? You should be holding your flag. All the kids are still coming. Where the fuck are you going?
It does suck that it is an assumed risk of the sport. It adds to it. I mean, even in all the pro races, look at how many issues there are with flaggers, or like those stupid light towers that they. I mean, Josh has got docked and like fined for. Justin Brayton actually knocked one of those over one time and was down, and Josh couldn't see it because it was down. And they docked him because he jumped because the stupid light thing.
So, one word to describe life as a moto mom.
Oh man, you're gonna what? That's hard.
Yeah, like or 2 words.
Thrilling.
Good answer.
That's good. What's something about yourself that you wish people would know that may not know you?
That I'm not as mean as like my resting bitch face.
Oh, I don't think you look mean. You have a very soft-spoken voice too. I've always thought that. That's good. Okay.
Ask my kids that.
I don't know about the mom voice, but
who's more competitive, you or Josh, when it comes to the kids?
Ooh. I don't know, like a game of ping pong. He's just better than me, but I want to beat him more than he wants to beat me. But with the kids, I'm definitely, because I haven't accepted the process because I don't know the process the way he knows it.
Oh yeah.
And so he's, I'm definitely probably a little overboard competitive because I'm like want it now and I have no patience. And he's full of patience.
He is?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I tell you, he is. Not who everybody thinks he is.
I think he's a nice guy. I don't know that.
Yeah.
See, that's how smooth he is.
People Josh is so sweet, always at the track, helping the kids out. Yeah.
Well, everything you're saying about him, I feel like, I don't know him, but I mean, it's a compliment because I married that kid.
Kristen knows, right? Like the worst reputation. Like, dude, it's fucking horrible.
What about your husband? How is he? Does the reputation come from him? I like totally just ask. I don't know. Because it could come from anywhere.
Smoothie didn't start riding till 65s, 10 to 11. So we started late because my husband rode, knew the injuries, and was like, fuck this. But Smoothie wanted to do it. So he's just, I don't know. He just rides. He says, I'm out there to win. He goes, when the gate drops, you do what you're going to do to win. And it doesn't mean hurt anybody, hurt yourself. But, we're all here for the same.
And you haven't been to Loretta's yet?
No, he's never been.
See, now I'm asking you.
No, we've.
Hey, I am now the interviewer.
Yeah, we've never. He made it this year in one class, but no, we're not.
Are you gonna go?
No.
Okay.
$10,000 for
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. No, like 20.
20.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We went just for fun for Easton on an e-bike. That was 10 grand.
Yeah, we've never. He's only raced Mammoth. This will be his 3rd time. Yeah.
Okay,
You ready?
I'm ready.
What's something about the pro wife life that looks glamorous but actually sucks?
The increased cortisol levels,
Oh,
constantly in flight or fight, constant.
yeah. Okay.
And it only gets worse as your kids get going.
That's why you got your,
Yeah. It's health. It affects your health.
for sure.
Like your husband and your kids racing dirt bikes affects
Yeah.
your mental health.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything.
I feel like like your blood pressure's up. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
What looks glamorous to you? I don't think there's anything about
I
it that's
agree.
glamorous.
I think from the outside, people would be like, oh, like, you know, look at that
It
life.
takes all your money.
Just a husband, like you get to go watch the races, you're down there, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
No. I mean, the glamorous parts are glamorous, and moto is only getting like more popular.
yeah,
So I'm excited to watch the sport grow.
yeah.
Biggest lesson that the moto world has taught you?
Moto and life are like literally parallel. They're so anything you're learning in moto you can put into the rest of your life. I would say look for the good people, because it's so easy to pick out the people that you don't like or that, you know, are hard on you or whatever, but go find the good people. They're there.
Yeah, Navarro, you know Navarro, doctor Navarro. He told me one time, it's the best thing. He said, because I'll call him and be like, oh my God, this is happening.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, relax. This is a big pond. And this is just like the littlest part. Like,
Yep.
It's like the best saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a big pond out there. You're focusing on the small fish.
Yep.
When you should look past that because there's so much more. Because it's true. You find the shitty shit
Yep.
is way easier to see than the good shit.
How about Navarro? He's like super liberal and a total like Republican.
Dude, he's so cool.
We
though.
argue all the time, but when we're still great friends. He was at our wedding. Like,
No, he told
Which is
me
how it
once.
should be.
He told me once. He said, you would get along very well with Ashley Grant. You guys both smoke. You both. I was like, really? I don't know her. Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah.
funny.
I love him.
Yeah, you'll just say, oh, also, because you guys both kind of just, I think all three of us do, just say what the fuck we want to say. Because
Talk about an underrated position in moto, though, like the chiropractor, doctor.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like Dr. Nick, Dr. G, like Navarro.
And they're amazing.
Yeah.
Like he's my call. Anytime I'm like, oh my God, this happened. What do I do?
Yeah.
And
So,
he
like,
tells me,
if I could give any amateur moto family like advice, it would be go find the moto doctor chiropractor.
yes, because they will send you everywhere you need
There's
to
no
go.
injury they haven't seen. There's nothing they don't know.
Does Josh have like crazy like aftermath of getting hurt so much? Like, is
Literally,
he-
so I just had a C-section with Zane, and I have a brand new baby who's sleeping 8 hours a night, but my husband is getting in the bathtub at 3 a.m. because his knee,
Really?
a past injury, is just like blowing up. He had like 2 cysts, and he had never got the meniscus fixed. Like he had all.
Didn't he do both like the same time?
He's done both ankles, bilateral ankle, like
Yeah.
pretty much had a fuse. He's done both shoulders, both knees. Like Josh has done everything.
I seen
Yeah.
the picture at Naz's with
Yes.
him on the pool float with both the casts. I was like, oh my God.
Double or nothing. That's what we called it.
Yeah.
So it's probably like a priority to the boys keep their injuries.
Yeah.
Like
And that's been the hardest-
healing them the right
Yes.
way so they don't have that.
It's been a
later.
hard thing with moving is we don't have that core group of people. Like you don't need them till you need them, but when you need them, you need them
need
now.
now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't have that yet. So that's been probably the hardest thing about moving.
What one moto rule you wish every parent followed?
Stay in your lane.
True. In your
Yes.
Stay in your moto. Stay in your age bracket. Stay in your lane.
Yeah. What's the biggest sacrifice you made for living this life? Starting with Josh to now. For you, like a personal
Oh, I know
sacrifice.
it. I know exactly what it is. I just have to figure out how I want to say it. I gave up anything that I could be or wanted to be to support his career.
Yeah.
And so now, I was on my knees begging God, what do you want me to do? This was literally like a year ago. And then like a week later I found out I was pregnant, because it's like, I'm being told, you know, go get a job. It's your turn to make money. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I sacrificed everything.
Years.
So you could go race. And I got to stay home with my kids, but there, you know, that's not an easy job.
No.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you look in the mirror and you're like, what do I have to offer the world? But it's kind of, you know, you go backwards in time and you have to say, okay, well, we are believers, and like I have taken on like the mother nurturing role. So we have some ideas and things that we're going to do together now. But like there was a point in time where he was like, okay, I've already made all the money. It's your turn. I'm like, what am I going to put on my resume? Stay at home mom.
Yeah.
So yeah, giving up yourself and your identity. That's been the biggest sacrifice.
What were your aspirations? I know you went to school for business, but and you want.
I love marketing. I'm a super creative person. And I wanted to be in-house at Monster.
That's what you said. Yeah.
When I moved from being a Monster girl, like I wanted to graduate and I wanted to go work in-house.
Would you? I mean, well, now you have a baby, but
No, I won't now.
No,
actually,
or anything in the industry like excite you? Well, you guys have done it all, actually. You got the Hilton. I don't know.
No, I can't think of anything.
I think the ranch is going to be a hit.
it's going to be
think
good.
that is-
Yeah, I agree.
And we are like, we're going to have, it'll be whatever we
It's
want
yours.
or whatever we
Yeah.
choose. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. What's your go-to Moto Mom outfit?
Oh my gosh. I wear some beat shoes for sure.
I think we all do.
Yeah. No, I know some moms who like wear freshy shoes at the track. I'm like,
You're right. I seen some chicks with like some all white shoes. I'm
you
like,
got the money,
dude,
honey.
those look
more
brand new.
power to you. But I'm like, I wear some old. I have that Stray, whatever.
Smoothie wears them with the flames on them.
Yeah, I'm obsessed. I love skater shoes, right?
yeah.
I'm such a 90s, 2000 baby. So I'm gonna wear some skater shoes, some Adidas, and let's be honest, probably some Lululemons or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's more dramatic with their injuries, Josh or the boys?
Oh, the boys for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh is like a pro.
Oh gosh. Because he'll try to act like it's not there for a long time until you're, you know, trying to sleep with your newborn baby and he's giving himself an Epsom salt bath at 3 a.m.
Dang.
That guy can tolerate pain.
Pain?
It's crazy.
No.
Except nerve pain. Like nerve pain, I guess, is like, it's from what I've seen, nerve pain is the gnarliest pain.
One thing Josh does that drives you crazy,
Just one, Ashley.
besides the Epsom salt at 3 a.m.
I'm just kidding. Dang. You can't think of one thing your husband.
This is kind of personal.
Oh, well,
Like he's going to hear it and be like, really?
well, yeah.
But like, I hate that what a blessing to be in this position, but I hate that he gets up every morning and like decides that day what he's going to do. I'm like, we need more structure. We need like
He's a fly by the
leadership.
seat of his pants.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, like let's the night before decide what we're going to, at least the night before decide what we're going to do. No, every freaking day. And then he'll just leave and be like, oh yeah, I went here. I'm going to Lowe's. I'm going to do this. I'm like,
And you're like,
bro.
you didn't ask me what I was doing today.
Like, oh, because he knows.
Yeah.
I know what he's doing. He's trying to get out of the house because homeschool and me and my boys do not mix. So he's like, I'm out of here.
Have they just started homeschooling since you moved?
Yes.
Oh, they were public school before.
Yeah.
Are they are they doing on track or no?
Yeah.
Oh, they are. Okay.
On track in Florida, I would never do on track in California, but on track in Florida, all your funds like through the state, we get our money from the state and can pay our tuition.
Oh.
You don't have that luxury in
Oh,
California.
you don't? Because I always heard it was really expensive.
It is very expensive.
Yeah, it was like.
And I personally don't, it doesn't fit Easton at all because Easton was trying to do 3rd, 4th, 5th, like very important years of school through the screen. And I think a kid should be in some kind of like a public setting, not learning from their mom in those like learning your multiplication tables. Yeah. But Wyatt had that foundation laid. So he's transitioned into it a little bit easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's good.
But it's better than them not going to school because I have also talked shit on moto kids dropping out of school because Josh dropped out of school. I think he finished 9th grade. But
Really?
yeah, back in the day, they never finished school. Like to be successful, you had to drop out of school.
I saw that in intersection. He says like this school would call and he'd delete the messages.
Yeah. So I think On Track has given kids like a lot more like location freedom.
For sure.
Right. I mean, if they're going to do it anyways, you might as well
I
learn
always,
something.
Yeah, and I always threaten that we're going to go back to public school. And then I'm like, yeah, right. Like,
Right.
I like my slow mornings. And I noticed Easton has like grown a lot because he doesn't have to get up and to an alarm clock and like he gets to sleep, and he's going to be taller than Wyatt pretty soon.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in so long.
He's so big.
But I feel like Wyatt with Hawk, he's so quiet, and so
They're so similar.
Yeah, and so I'm actually pulled him out this year, but I like the social aspect of keeping him in school was like big. But then I'm like, you know what? He has all these people around him all the time. I think it's not going to make or break him. And yeah, the curriculum just started to blow. So
Well, and what does it do for you to be around people all day long that irritate you and bug you?
right, right.
Yeah.
So I'd rather him be around people that are going to like fill his, cup instead of whatever.
Yep.
Anyway.
Well, and you'll know real quick if
I'm
he
curious.
needs that social.
Yeah, we're gonna
aspect.
try it, but we'll see. Was there like one moment you could think of that you were like, "Fuck this! I'm over this life," like with Josh and racing and all that?
It's like every other
I was gonna say what?
every other week. Not with Josh so much. Like,
The bullshit that comes with it.
no,
Like, is it worth?
amateurs for sure.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I can't. It's hard. This is not for the weak. Like, and parents have to be just as strong, if not stronger than the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
It's hard.
There's so many things out of your control. It's just the injuries. You don't want to see your kids get hurt. And when they get, I think for me, there was the like the mental strain for Wyatt with his second wrist, because he had just gotten back. He'd been out for 4 months with the first wrist, and then the second one, and just to see them super deflated, like breaks your heart.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like we had gnarly heart to heart. Like Wyatt's gonna. Hopefully he doesn't watch this, but we made him write down like pros and cons, and like if he doesn't want to do moto anymore, like what's he gonna do?
Yeah,
Because we always make them play at least one other sport, because that foundation just has to be there. So
yeah, and they're getting older, and it's like, do you ever just put all your eggs in one basket, and it's like they're going to be 15, 16, and then it's like, what are you guys, like, is this the ultimate goal?
We started like telling them, okay, if moto is what you want to be, but you don't necessarily want to ride, like let's make a list of all the other things that you could do in moto, like photography, film, all the things.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot.
There's a lot.
Wyatt's like really analytical, and so I'm like, you would make an amazing announcer, like. And so through On Track, there's like programs where they can the students can start doing stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if Zane will race too.
Oh my gosh. In my stomach, he was like going like this. And I asked the doctor, I'm like, which hand is that? And he's like, that's his right hand. And I'm just like,
And he throws out the number one. I
all
see.
the time.
That's
no
funny.
pressure, Zane. Third time's the charm.
They were like, well, Wyatt, he said, maybe Zane will be the one. They're just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Somebody did say that.
That's
like,
rude.
Oh, you guys aren't good enough, so your parents had to have another son.
Really?
Said that?
Oh,
Who?
yeah. I just know. People
That's
are mean.
so mean.
Yeah.
People are mean.
What the fuck?
Especially on the internet. I'm
Yes.
telling you, they
And
can.
not to the kids.
Nobody
like,
they're mean to
talk,
the kids.
like talk to me, talk to the husband, but don't talk shit to
No,
my
they're
kid.
mean to the kids.
Like I posted a picture the other day up close of Easton, and he has yellow blonde hair, bleached hair right now, and someone was like, "Oh, his teeth matches yellow hair," and I'm just like,
Shut the fuck up.
"Yeah, but I'm tough love, so I'm like, well, if you brushed your teeth more, Easton,
They
then
wouldn't be
nobody would
talking
say that."
Hey, you're not wrong.
oh, fuck.
But just mean. It's
No,
like,
I know, but like, why
do
say that? That's so like people are so like rude. Ugh, God. What's the craziest rumor you've heard about your family or marriage?
I have heard that we're getting divorced a couple times. It's always from the people who have issues. Whatever issues they have, they'll project onto like somebody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've heard we're getting divorced a couple times.
I mean, amateur moto will divorce you. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah, I agree.
I never heard that. If that
It
makes
will
sense.
divorce you? I think it makes us a stronger.
No, for sure. But I think also we can't sit here and lie and say you've never had a fight about amateur moto because it like riles you up,
Well, okay, we do fight. Josh
Yeah.
is like over here like I'm saying sit down and pros and cons and like, I'm not going to force you to do something you don't want to do. And Josh is over here like, well, that's just a give up mindset. Like, I'm like, no, you're going to push them to do stuff they don't really want to do.
Yeah.
It's just mom and dad, right?
Right.
We have different roles in our kids' lives.
And different,
so,
we think differently,
Yeah.
right? And so, yeah.
but when I sit back and I'm thinking, okay, well, I am raising boys, so they're going to think more like their dad eventually. So yeah, let's go fucking racing. But if we're going to do it, we better do it right.
There you go. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, I know. It's like you're having fun, right? Winning is fun, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It is way more fun, right? Have you ever had to play peacemaker between Josh and another rider in the pits?
Josh and his son, yes.
Josh and his son.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah. They butt heads.
Josh is like super nice and patient until and there's the snap mode,
Yeah.
and it's only ever about effort.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care how you finish or what you do, but the second you
That's how John is.
drop
sure.
your elbows and your shoulders and your body language can tell everybody out there like what you're thinking, like game over.
Yeah.
Like composure is, we're trying to really drill that one in there.
That's the word I tell Landon. I write it on his little thing,
Yeah.
composure.
Like keep
It's the truth in the sport. You have to compose yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't,
I would say
like
lack
they've
of
gotten
effort.
into some pretty like.
Wait, is
aggressive
Wyatt more
things.
like you or Josh?
He's mouthy.
Okay.
Like, you always got to get the last word. And that's when like the I'm not like you comes in. Like
And what about Easton?
Easton's just full fuck everybody. If we can channel that kid, it'll be pretty good.
He's still racing, right? Yeah. Or off and on.
So he's still supposed to be in the 65 class,
Okay.
but he's convinced that that's not where he's supposed to be. So he quit for a little while, and then he just got back on the 85. And the kid is hilarious. I don't even know. We'll see how Mammoth goes.
So we want to thank you so much, Ashley, for taking the time and coming and hanging out with us. It was super rad talking to you.
Thank you, ladies. I'm so proud of you and happy to support you.
Thank
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go rage in Mammoth.
Yes, let's do it.